What's up, guys? Brad Thomas here. Let's talk the NBA Cup Finals. San Antonio Spurs versus the New York Knicks in the fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. Winner take all game. Right now, the Knicks are a 2.5 point favorite, in the total sitting around 230, 231 and a half. This game's an interesting game because the San Antonio Spurs, a team that went through a rebuild, picked up Wembanyama. Wembanyama gets hurt. Wembanyama gets hurt again, and they're still winning games. Now Wembanyama comes back on a minutes restriction against the dominant Oklahoma City Thunder, and he was fantastic in 20 minutes, 20-ish minutes, plus minus of over 20. But what was crazy in that game was he looked unstoppable, right? He was getting boards, had about 9 rebounds in 20 minutes, which was fantastic. And he was also really successful from the field, scoring 20-plus points in that 20 minutes as well. And it looked like the Thunder had no answer for him. They were trying to front him a lot, playing him with smaller players, with someone coming over the top for steals. It worked a couple times, but he was actually really effective. The Spurs really had like a crazy run. In group play, they beat the Nuggets. I think they played without Wembanyama in that game as well. Then they knocked off the Lakers and the Thunder, both as underdogs. Now they're playing against the Knicks. The Knicks are a team that, you could tell they're growing. They're getting better. But some may say they might not have beaten anybody. Their run was probably one of the easiest. They played the Orlando Magic in the quarterfinal, and this is a solid Magic team. But let's be honest, Paulo Banchero coming back from injury, Franz Wagner out, Jalen Suggs gets hurt in that game as well. So their depth is really tested, and the New York Knicks were just ultra dominant from the field, shooting over 60% in that game. And a large part of that was due to Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson carried that team with a 40-burger and just kind of went nuts on everyone. Also, Karl-Anthony Towns was really good in that game, and I want to give him his credit because it looked like the Magic were doing a lot to keep Cat off the offensive glass, and other players were getting offensive rebounds because you'd have the biggest player on the court boxing out Karl-Anthony Towns. In this matchup, part of me wants to just say the Knicks can get it done because they have Jalen Brunson, a guy who can absolutely take over a game. But there's just something about this Spurs team. Even if Victor Wembanyama only plays the 20-25 minutes, there's something about this Spurs team where they've played so well without him, and he's not a disruptor to their offense when he comes on. Too many times you see stars go out for extended periods, and the teams are gelling really well without them, and then the star comes back and they become so ball dominant that it disrupts the flow. But I think it's going to be a really good game, and I think the Spurs have the edge here. I also want to talk about Karl-Anthony Towns. When he played against the Orlando Magic, he was not preoccupied with an efficient scorer. Never really had to worry about getting in foul trouble because Wendell Carter Jr. just doesn't pose that same threat. Now Karl-Anthony Towns is going to be on Victor Wembanyama, who might be on a minutes restriction. I think maybe 25 minutes is still a good amount. Could find himself in foul trouble. The Knicks do have the size to match up a little bit better than the Thunder did because the Thunder never really had Chet Holmgren on Wembanyama. Really, not really, especially not efficiently. So for me, my lean is the San Antonio Spurs. I don't really know what to do with the total here. I'm not much of a total player. I'm not even going to give you a lean because it's going to be incorrect. But what I really wanted to do is I wanted to give out a same game parlay here just because those are a lot more fun, right? Final game. And I built this over on Hard Rock because I'm down here in Florida. You could have different options, which are way better probably in price, but this is what I have right here. So the first line that I'm going with, let me pull this up. I want to give you the correct, accurate line. The first line I'm going with is points, rebounds, and assists, and I'm going with Stephon Castle over 28.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I was originally taking his rebounds and assist number like it was the gospel. He had hit in like 5 straight, 6 of his last 7. Did not hit in the last game, but he's still going to find his buckets, and he's been ultra aggressive. I feel like he's growing into another leader on this team. It's crazy that they can have 3 legitimate leaders on this team. The next line I'm going with, and I took this as a straight at 29.5, Jalen Brunson over 30.5. The Knicks have one of the best records. I think they're 12-4 now in the NBA Cup, in a large part to do with Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson has scored 30-plus points in 4-5 straight. he will have a little bit tougher of a defensive matchup, but what we've seen from Jalen Brunson in big games now is he will his team to victory. And I think with the matchup in the paint, it won't be as advantageous as it was against the Orlando Magic. So Jalen Brunson really will have to kind of do his thing there. And I had another leg here, and I believe it disappeared. Where was it? Oh, man. Now I'm calling myself a liar. Oh, yes. This one I'm a little terrified of, but I'm going De'Aaron Fox over 4.5 assists. De'Aaron Fox was a little bit more aggressive in that semifinals game, which is fine, right? I think if you want an over-aggressive player, a guy who's going to get buckets, that's more than acceptable. But his potential assist numbers are much higher. And then when Wembanyama comes in the game, it really opens the floor up, gives him opportunities to assist to Wembanyama, but also spaces the floor for the 3-point shooters. It's a 3-leg parlay. So, you can get and add some more options in there that if you want to make it a little bit better odds, because right now it's plus 425. Like if you wanted to add some 3-point shot attempts, or you wanted to add first quarter points, but there's no one who I really just love in this game for any additional thing. So for me, it's going to be Stephon Castle over 28.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Jalen Brunson over 30.5 points, and De'Aaron Fox over 4.5 assists. Wow. As I'm saying this, the number just went down to 4-1. I'll make sure I post a screenshot on here so you guys can see it. But thanks for checking out my video. Nothing to promote. If you want to go to my website, www.gamblersguild.com, but I really don't care. I just want to make this video and cash some tickets with you guys. Best of luck.